There we go. Good evening, everybody. Hello and welcome. Actually, we just close this thing down again. Hold on. There we go. I was trying to figure out what's wrong with the camera, but I'll do that at some point. Hold on. Maybe a second, guys. There we go. Sorry about that. So how is everybody doing tonight? Let's just quickly get a quick look in chat who we have here. We have Venety, is that how you pronounce it? Says yes, something other than carriers and mining. Yeah. I know it's been a lot of carriers and a lot of mining stuff, like the last month pretty much has been the main topic on the main topic that's been going on in most Elite Dangerous related social media. I was looking up one of my older fleet carrier videos and thought, I haven't done that video. I'll just go to my channel and I'll search for videos with the name carrier on it. Turns out there's quite a few. So how's everybody doing? Hello, Bunny. One of the bunnies coming over to say hi. So we have Dan from British Columbia. Use a different way to make other than mining. Yeah, it's quite hot here as well. I mean, right now it is one of the longest days of the year, but the sun just managed to set below the buildings on the other side of the road. Otherwise, pretty much from 4 o'clock, the sun is just like beaming in through the windows, and our apartment gets unbearably hot. And from 6 to 8, you really shouldn't be here because it's just too hot up here. But about from 8:30, then it begins to become okay as the sun sets, and from here on, it should be cooling down. As it gets dark enough, I can get the curtains up as well to kind of let in some more air. I'll probably do that at some point. So, 31 degrees. That's pretty hot, Dunkler. Remember to get your mug full of something to drink, so you don't overheat. Okay, I think we gotta jump in game. Oh, your mug is on the road. You got the Carlos mug, right? Beautiful Carlos mug. You guys can hear the sirens in the background. Okay, let's jump in game and let's get this thing started. Actually, we know what we should do first. I should, that was the thumbnails. I should get Elite, that one up and running. Not right now. Because what I just want to do first is just do a quick recap, because it's been a while since we've done anything with this ship. Maybe I should explain first what it is we're doing today before we begin looking at ship builds. So, this is the Sniper Hornet. And the Sniper Hornet is a cold-running sniper Diamondback scout. It's intended for PvE, it's not a PvP ship. And I know there is some issues with running cold and NPCs. They have a really, really good Mark 1 eyeball, so they can really hit you at long ranges even though you are running cold. So how well this is going to work, or if we can find a way to make it work, I don't really know. But we are gonna give it a go. Thanks a lot for the subscription on YouTube. Now, and again, yeah, it's just a long-range sniper build. I think the combat range is gonna be anywhere from 5 to 6 kilometers. It's gonna be perfect. We can probably go down to 4, but not a lot more. But I think we should just jump over to Coriolis and have a look at the build and talk about it. And then we're gonna go out and we're gonna find ourselves some trouble. And also thanks a lot for the follow on Twitch. Yeah, we're gonna find ourselves some trouble, and we're gonna, yeah, take it out, see how it performs. I have not had this out flying yet. Only to take it out to engineer it. I had not been test flying this at all, which is on purpose. So this is gonna be as much as an experience for me as it is for you guys, hopefully. But let's go over and let's look at the let's look at this. Okay, so where were we? Anyone else having hard lag? I'm getting green lights all around. Let me just check here. YouTube says excellent. Twitch looks okay. It might be the panning around that can cause issues. I don't know. Try to refresh the live stream if that... Stone Slider, yes, this live stream, the whole live stream will be available on YouTube as a video on demand after the live stream. It might be like an hour or two, maybe 3 hours after the live stream before it's available in its full length. But that's just YouTube that takes time to process it once it's done. But the whole live stream will be available as a video on demand afterwards. So you can go back and you can watch the parts that you're interested in after that. Tom, thanks a lot for becoming a member on the channel. Very much appreciated and welcome. Okay, we have some people saying it's working fine. And also fine over on Twitch. Perfect. If you're experiencing lag, I recommend you just hit that F5 refresh button. Okay, let's go over the build. And there comes the delayed notification from YouTube. Okay, so obviously the mantra of the build here is it's gonna be running cold. And as you can see, we're running shieldless. Mainly because we want to have the option to go silent running. And if we are silent running, there's no point in having a shield because it will turn itself offline anyway, and we aren't going to be able to use it anyway. So that's why we have a pretty substantial armor tank. I mean, 4,000 effective hit points across the board on a Diamondback Scout. And remember, this thing will boost up to like 523 meters a second. This thing is quick and carries a lot of armor. And like high maneuverability is going to keep us alive, hopefully. The distance, obviously, hopefully, is going to take off the main blunt of the damage. So overall, I think this could be pretty fun little build. But let's go over it. First of all, reactor surface composites with thermal-resistant deep plating. Again, just to balance out those resistances, which is why I've got thermal-resistant deep plating for more hit points. Power plant is actually low emission 5. We managed to squeeze in a low emission 5 on this one. And then a monster just for that little bit extra power, meaning this is have an insane power efficiency of 0.14. This is, yeah, this is not going to generate a lot of heat. Main heat source is going to be our weapons. Thrusters, of course, clean drive and drive distributor. We're going to have that. We're going to need that speed and a lot of it. Frameshift drive, I don't think any surprises here. Increased range deep charge just for extra range, giving us 30 light years of jump range, which for a combat ship is pretty good. Again, it is a Diamondback, so we would expect so. A-rated life support. I believe actually that we are right now. Oh, hold on, this is actually not flying at the moment. What have we done wrong? Something is not right. Was that the heat sinks that I maybe wanted to cycle? You see, we can't deploy our weapons right now. Thrusters, railguns, AFMU is in group 2. I was sure we actually made this thing flyable. Yes. See, this is the version it should be. But what is different? That I have the frameshift drive in group 2 as well. There are still differences. You see that? This one uses slightly more power. That's weird. Anyway, I'll figure that out, but let's just take it as it. So we need to remember to put the FSD. That means when we deploy our weapons, our frameshift drive and life support is gonna go offline because we're so tight on power. Same with the cargo hatch and the AFMU. That's why we're running A-rated life support, so we are gonna go on oxygen. Oh, this is what's wrong. There we go. We are gonna go on life support. Yes, I have finished engineering it. As soon as we deploy our weapons, we are going to go on life support. And that's okay. We have 25 minutes of oxygen on board, and we can synthesize if we need more. Again, a power distributor here with weapon focused and cluster capacitor to keep those hungry railguns firing. We're going to come to those in a second. A-rated sensors with long range. Obviously, we're going to need some good sensor range because we're going to be sniping. We're going to need to be able to see people at long ranges. For the internal slots, we have an AFMU to repair modules in case anything goes wrong over there. And then just hull reinforcement with heavy-duty deep plating all the way down just to get us up to those lovely around 4,000 effective hit points across the board. For our weapons, we have a single medium long-range thermal vent laser. This is to manage our heat. So hopefully this means that with this, we can control our heat mainly with our laser. It is gimbaled. I am considering changing it out for fixed, but for now it's gimbaled. Then there's a railgun, or 3 of them actually, with long-range super penetrators. And there's also 2 small railguns with almost long-range super penetrators and all. And they have a maximum range of 6 kilometers, so that's the kind of range we can expect to be firing at. These are, of course, fixed weapons. And then over here, we just have heat sinks everywhere, which, again, is all engineered here with ammo capacity. So we have extra ammo. So, yeah. So that's the build as it is right now. We can see here that if we're firing everything, it only has... Yeah, we can just outright turn off the cargo hatch, but it doesn't matter. We tried that last time. It doesn't mean there's any additional modules that we can disable to keep it running. We will need all 3 of these modules in group 2 in order for this to actually be flying. So let's just go in game and let's make the small final preparations that we need. First of all, we're going to make sure we get that life support. It is in group 2. Cargo is in group 2. The frameshift drive needs to go into group 2 as well. Our firing groups are going to set those up. I'm going to what's probably best. I think I want my railguns in group 1, and I want the beam laser in group 2. And I'm also going to make some quick changes to my controls because I want that to be a little bit more. I've been wanting to switch this around for a while. I'm still making slight changes to my HOTA setup from time to time, but overall I think I got it where I want. So I want deploy heatsink to be there. Let's try that again. There one. Miscellaneous, there should be a lot in here. We want ship lights, increased sensors, open cargo jets, and all cargo landing gear. Here, shield cell bank is gonna be that one, and chaff is gonna be that one, and then charge ECM can be that one. There we go. Just making some slight alterations to the build, but let's get this thing in the air and let's see if we can find ourselves some trouble. And again, I've never been flying this before. I'm not a particular good pilot with fixed, so let's see how this goes. I mean, maneuverability is not an issue. Boost speed is not a problem either. Boosting just past 500. Well, actually, what I'm interested in to see is how fast will this go backwards? Okay, 230 backwards. That's okay. That should be enough to outrun most bigger ships, at least. I agree, Wake Up, that this is going to need a quite skilled pilot to use effectively. And as expected, of course, as soon as we deploy weapon, we are going to go on oxygen. And when we retract our weapons again, atmosphere restored. Perfect. I believe there's actually might be some hazardous sites. There's one right there. Let's go right into a hazardous. We already have the AFMU in the second group. We need to have life support, FSD, AFMU, and cargo. All of those four must be in the second group before we can deploy weapons. And my phone needs to shut up. There we go. So yes, we are running shieldless, and I mean the rebuy on this is not bad. I believe it's a pretty cheap one. Yeah, less than 400,000 credits for a rebuy. And I'm planning to eat quite a few of those today. I mean, just to give you some reference, the last time I tried to build a sniping ship, the ship managed to blow itself up before the enemy ship managed to get any significant damage in, simply just because it would overheat so badly. And hopefully we can manage that a little bit more without firing too many heat sinks. Ui, it's dark in here. Let me see. Night vision on. Thank you very much. Okay, what do we got? Go big or go home, I guess. Please don't be in a wing. Look at that heat, though. Look at that heat. Resting heat 15%. Let's get some weapons out. Let's get on oxygen. I'm gonna put this in reverse. We're gonna get out around the 4-kilometer mark here. And then we're gonna give this a go and see what happens. Oh, that's a little bit too far. Let's just do, actually, we should probably do a few test shots before we begin firing, but I guess this is gonna be one of those go big or go home kind of scenarios. See, this is one of the problems. Look how much the gimbal weapons is jumping all over the place on this guy. You know what? The heat here is not bad. But look at this. If I should actually put some pips to weapons here. Oh, I need to target his subsystems. No, not that. Oh, he's getting a little close. This is so weird. Oh, outside of range. We're being shot up by that fighter. That's going to be an issue. Let's see if we can deal with him. See, hitting a fighter with railguns is going to be... well... oh, I actually hit him. Oh, now the Anaconda's in range. I mean, it's managing its heats very, very well. So we're just gonna do this. This is the weirdest build to fly. And there's definitely a learning curve here. I think definitely switching this... I forgot. Okay, phone muting clearly didn't take effect. I think the way to go would definitely be to swap out for fixed beams lasers, because we already... can't hit a fighter at this kind of range. Okay, let's go out and let's take out that fighter. I know he's probably gonna launch another one. Okay, let's continue our work on this guy. Let's see if we can find ourselves a subsystem here. What about a oh, power plant? Power plant looks juicy. See, I'm only really firing one railgun right now because of my... When I'm firing off the laser at the same time, I'm really only firing one railgun at the time. Okay, I thought he's dead. I need to go and do something about that phone. Boom! That's not too... Look, I didn't... At the last part there, I didn't use the... I didn't use the beam laser at all, and it was sitting nicely at like 50% heat. So now we can go ahead and store weapons and go back on oxygen. It was actually managing its heat levels quite well. I mean, it might actually be running cold enough that we could swap out that beam laser for another railgun. I know it's going to generate a lot more heat. Yeah, this works a lot better. I mean, it's not instantly self-detonating as soon as I begin firing, so that's a big plus. Okay, clean. Let's try something a little smaller and faster, maybe like a Python. Could be fun. Oh yeah, phone. Thank you. And put this on Do Not Disturb. Thank you. Okay, we have ourselves a Python. Let's see. Let's try this just without the laser at all. Just run straight with the railguns only. Okay, we got him. Let's just quickly find something to shoot at. Like his power plant as well. Oh, he's difficult for hit here from the front. Just turn him out so I can actually see. Incoming missile. Okay. Oh, it took that quite well. And he's firing chaff at the moment. And just my aiming skills here are not the best. It's not the most action-packed way of fighting. Ah, come on. He's shield boosting. Oh, did he just heat sink? Doesn't matter. I can still hit him. And find that power plant again. We could try to go close and... well, actually, maybe we should try and just use the beam laser to take care of his shields. That might actually be more efficient. No. Not really. Oh, that was the wrong target marker. Okay, let's get in a little closer because the Python is... I'm running out of ammo.
Under attack.
There comes the missile.
Warning, hull breach attack. Taking internal damage.
Okay, this is a bad idea. Get outside his attack distance again. Yeah, railgun should be good enough for shields, but I think it's just my my aiming skills that are not good enough at the moment. Ah, here we go. Yeah, see, that's the problem when he hits us with missiles.
Module malfunction.
And I'm out of ammo. Just gonna do like a... Just as with Dargoids, we're gonna run past him. And when we're outside his range, we're gonna... Yeah, I definitely think we're gonna need some fixed beams for this. So now we're just gonna get some distance. And while we are away, we're gonna... Oops. Gonna start a repair cycle on that. And... gonna... restock some ammo. Okay, how are we doing here? For our repair sequence here, 23%. It's not exactly quick, is it? We're just gonna get a little bit in. How far away is he? 11 kilometers, so I think we can slow down a bit. Yeah, we could go plasma slug. I do like the super penetrator though, but we can go play around with plasma slug as well. Let's get our weapons back online. They're not fully repaired, but... Go back and find that guy. Did he jump? Yeah, he high-waked. I definitely think it would be beneficial to move that beam laser out to a fixed one. But I don't really think we need the cooling capabilities of it. I mean, I haven't fired a single heat sink yet. I have not been in any kind of heat issues at all so far. And I haven't, I mean, even if I've just been cycling my... That's probably still the police. Oh, no, it's not.
Power plant capacity exceeded. Frameshift charge detected.
See, we can make him change his mind. Oh, I have a deactivated railgun. Hold on. Oh, hold on. There we go. It was just in the wrong fire group.
Module malfunction.
Ah, I should repair them a bit more.
Module malfunction.
Oh, oops.
Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Scan
When you
detected.
when you get a large target like this, it's actually running quite well. So let's see what we can do about that power plant now.
Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Module malfunction.
Huh, what am I... Yeah, my weapons are too damaged. They are shutting themselves off. Come on. Alright, come on.
Module malfunction.
Down to just one railgun right now. His power plant is gone though. Let's take out his FSD as well. It's taking forever like this. Should we go for thrusters? We can see if we can find his drives. Should be relatively... There we go, there's his drives. Or do I have gun deactivated? Ah, we have another one that's completely out. Come on. So he can't fire because he has no power. And now my ship is freezing over. There we go. He's gone. Okay. I think we should just quickly get this back to Jameson Memorial just for a second here, because I think it would be beneficial to just go and make some changes to it. So let's get this thing in the hangar, and yeah, the beam does help a lot. It cools me down, but again, if I could stay at range, I mean, I didn't really overheat at all. I didn't need all those heat sinks, for instance. I'm just gonna get clear of the mass lock, and then as soon as we end Jameson, we're gonna jump back to Coriolis, and we're gonna talk about what kind of changes we could make. This is where I want your guys' input. What about a pack hound instead of beams? But can we get enough range out of pack hounds? Oh, maybe I should. Yeah, I think Wake Up has a good point here, that maybe adding a point defense or two, because that was really a big problem for us. As soon as someone got a missile off and they began to damage our weapons, I mean, because they're the surface-mounted weapons, they always take damage first from explosive damage. As soon as that happened, we were in a real... in a lot of trouble. So I think getting around that by adding some point defense to take down a missile or two now and then would be a really good idea. Okay, we got it. I know what we're gonna do. Just replace the heatsink with some cool blue goat faster stripes. They'll do the same thing. Is there a link for the current build? Not at the moment, but I can post one when we get to can I? Is the link shortener still broken for me? Shortener? Please? Ah, it's working. Question is now if my cross thingy. Oh, you already have a... No, that's a Discord link. You could follow that as well. Jameson Memorial. I think point defense, like having two, one at the top, one at the bottom, would probably be a good idea. Let me see. Did the link shortener work? No, it did not. Wonderful. How do we do this then? It's because the streaming PC is a different machine, and the clip holder usually works as going cross-platform or going across the two PCs, but sometimes it doesn't. That's one thing that's not always working in Synergy. But we're gonna go with the build here in a second, and there will of course be a full build guide on it when the build is like actually done. Max clip holder size? I don't think so. But again, the shortened link shouldn't be it shouldn't be a problem with that. Did I manage to catch enough? No, I didn't catch enough gravity there.
It's good to see you, Commander. Please enjoy your stay at this facility. Request approved. Clear to land at docking bay 3-1.
One. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about it. So heat was not a problem at all. We were like at 50% and it barely got any higher. So this beam laser is technically not needed, though it was really helpful when they got in close. But at longer range, at the very least, this should be swapped out from a gimbal to a fixed. Also, if we just jump in game again and we just quickly take this into the hangar. I want to see where the utility points are located. At least one is located right on the head, and there are two on the wings, but I don't know where the fourth is. Right, so we have one at the top, one there, and then two out there on the wings. That means we have no coverage on the belly of the ship. So our best bet is probably to put them out here on the wings, and the two out here on the wings. I think that's what... I mean, if we take the top here, this one is kind of shielded from... Like, this can only see the top. This one can look forward a little bit. These are slanted backwards. That means if the missile is coming from the front, I can't. So maybe I'm better off putting it there and there. This one can... I mean, if I'm reversing away from someone, which I am most of the time, and they fire a missile at me, that one can take care of me, and if it's coming from behind, that one can take care of it. And I guess I could always just make sure that the missile is hitting me from the top. Let's try those two. Actually, before I begin making massive changes in game, let's do it on Coriolis first. So if we just take two of these and we replace these with point defense, I don't believe there's any useful engineering for point defense. We can get more ammo. I guess that would be okay. More ammo on point defense. That's a good... thank you, Ryan. That's actually right. That the wings flatten out. Yeah, so they become more flat. You know what? Then I actually do want those out here on the side instead. Because as the landing gears gets up, then they should both be able to shoot forward, backwards, and cover a large section of the sides. That just means you can't cover underneath the ship, which is fine. So I just need to make sure that I don't get missiles on the belly. Okay, but if we do that and we engineer those for for extra ammo as well, exactly, it's a simple roll. If the missiles are below me, I just do a roll, and it's the most agile axis on the ship, so it should be very easy to manage. Okay. What was the other options, actually? Lightweight reinforced shield, so ammo capacity it is. Then what do we do with these? I mean, we could get away with the super penetrator, 40% reduction to a thermal load, and plus 50 reduction, so longer reload times. What if we go with plasma slug? We lose a little bit of damage, but we actually gain reload, rate of fire, 1.5 second reload, down to 1 second reload. So we lose, or we gain a little bit of reload time, so it reloads faster between shots, right? That's actually a significant increase in DPS, because it only has one shot in the magazine at a time. So I think it could be fun to try and put all those out to plasma slug. Now, reloading fast does mean I can miss more. That is true, and as you saw, my fixed weapon aiming is not amazing. With the good thermals of the ship, hammers would be an option. Should we just quickly compare Imperial hammers? Also with long range and plasma slug. So DPS is the damage per shot is lower, but it shoots a lot. What, it shoots like 3 shots at a time, or that's what's happening? Why not do beams on the small and rails on mids? Okay, so here's the... Let's say we went with... Oh yeah, they go... That's right, when you fire, they go 1, 2, 3, right? They go like gong, gong, gong every time you fire. And then you have a 1 second reload, and they go... Is that how they work, right? I can't remember. Yeah, it's a burst fire, right? So it fires like 1, 2, 3 rapidly after each other. So you gain a benefit for being able to stay on target longer, which would be fine if we were using these in closer. I don't know. I'm not sure if Imperial hammers at so long range is the best option, but I'll keep them in mind at least. But okay, so what you guys were suggesting is to then go with fixed beams down here, and then put long range on those. Long range thermal vent on these. Now, this could be an option. However, with the three railguns, we were sitting at 50%. We're never going to overheat, and I don't really feel like we're going to get a lot of oomph out of our lasers at that long range. Make a submarine torpedo spam. Yeah, but the problem with torpedoes, even though torpedoes are fun, is, as you can see here, our ammo capacity currently is 1 loaded and 2 2 that we can reload. So even though those will go straight through anything with piercing 10,000, and they will do a lot of damage when they go through, the problem with them, as I see it, is you run out of ammo so quickly. Yeah, but Ricky, the problem with, I think, with having gimbaled, as you saw before, is even gimbaled will have a little bit of jitter around the target, especially at long ranges, meaning... yeah, exactly, as Secret said, at long range, there is a little bit of jitter in the beam lasers, even without people firing chaff. And that means at long range they were just not hitting anything. They were not doing anything at longer range. So if we're gonna be using it, we have to go fixed. Oh, can't see the top. Yeah, it's a Diamondback Scout. What about pack hounds? What kind of range do we get out of these? Can we see that? No. But I think the problem was, you can see here the damage profile for railguns. They do have a little bit of thermal, but the majority, like 2/3 of the damage, is kinetic. And that just means that we are having a hard time on shield. So how do we get some thermal damage at long range? I mean, I'm actually considering just going all rails. With long range plasma slug on all of them. Something like that. Three rails, 2 plasma PAs. Fixed, of course. Why burst lasers, though? I mean, burst lasers versus beams. Oh, hold on. What kind of range do we get out of these? I mean, if we put long range on these... Let's wait with the experimental. We both get the same range of these. Ah, better damage per energy. Yeah, okay. Heat per second is also, so it generates less heat. And it's better than pulse, I would assume. Pulse is actually even lower. But we also drop, not that bad in damage actually. Two long-range crypto scramblers. No. Yeah, I'm actually leaning a little bit to, I mean, I'm actually leaning a bit towards going with the beam lasers again. Long range beams here and here with, and then just keeping the thermal vent so that we have them in case something, like we need that for heat, for cooling, right? We're down to 7 seconds. But once again, if I go ahead and I disable the beam lasers, for instance, we can run for 25 seconds now. And if I disable the railguns, we can fire those indefinitely. And the plasma slug is nice. But I don't know. I kind of also like the super penetrator because of the fact that we can begin to do some damage to modules. Yeah, I think going for something like this might actually work. How is our damage profile now? Oh, look at that. That's a nice spread. Now, we can't, of course, keep this up for very long. With everything firing, we're depleting everything in 9 seconds, just as before. How much damage was the railguns before? Okay, so we lost about 70 DPS. So we're losing about 20 DPS in the railguns. What about this, actually? Would this be too bad? With the two huge... sorry, too huge. The two medium ones and a small, and then just a single small laser. And yeah, maybe make the small one feedback cascade. I think that's a good idea. It's gonna cost us a bit of damage, but that means we can, and then we can pretty much just cancel. We can cancel shield cell banks. Long-range plasma slugs. I mean, I could see the point of going plasma slugs. Oh, I'm really... Okay, you know what? We tried super penetrator now. I'm gonna try plasma slugs. So I'm gonna try to put plasma slugs on here. Just for the hell of it. Long-range multi-cannons wouldn't really solve our thermal damage issue. No, Silver, we haven't tested the plasma slugs yet. Yeah, that's another issue, because I have been considering if we are doing this. Because how much do we get per reload? Does it use... They use 0.1 ton per reload, per shot. Oh god, okay. Oh yeah, but you get 80 shots. Right? They don't take 8 tons of fuel for a reload, do they? Do they take 8 tons of fuel per reload? Because then I don't have enough to refuel all of them once. Isn't it only 1 ton per reload? What are these? These are plasma slugs. It's 0.1 for each shot. So that means... Yeah, that's one extra... Basically one... Oh. So it's basically the same as we already had. So we're not really gaining... The only other way would gain more ammo then. Yeah, speed dialer, the fuel rat. Just have a fuel rat running behind me all the time, just fueling up. I mean, that would mean that if we want to get more out of this, we would need a fuel tank, but that's only 8 extra tons. So I think we're just gonna be too short on fuel, to be honest. If they use that much. Yeah, I would go for synthesis then if we run it, because that's too much, I think. Then I would rather have the super pens. I kind of like this setup here, because with the long range super penetrator here and here, and with the feedback cascade here to take care of shield cell banks, this means we can do some good damage at range now. If we and what happens if we turn off the beam laser? We're now running 19 seconds before we run out of capacity. That's pretty good, keeping in mind that we are not going to just hold the trigger down and keep firing. We need to have some aiming in between. Yeah, we definitely have more hull than we need, and we could double our fuel if we wanted to. If we could sacrifice the maintenance, the AFMU and the hull reinforcement. I'm probably going to take the AFMU off, to be honest, because as it was before, it was repairing it so slowly that I would rather just go to the station if I take that much damage. And with that, we are actually really close. We might actually be able to turn on the frameshift drive now. Not the life support, but no, we're not. We still need that turned off. Yeah, but the module reinforcements are not going to help me with surface modules. They're only going to help me with stuff going through the armor and internal modules, right? Surface modules are still going to take damage, if I recall correctly. Isn't that right? And it's the surface modules that's our problem, and it was only a problem because we didn't have any point defense. We didn't take a significant amount of damage at the weapons if it wasn't because of the missiles that hit us. I think something along these lines could be a fun thing to try. We have that small beam we can use for cooling. We still have our heat sinks if we need it, and we have the point defense to take down shield. I'm gonna try this. This is gonna be the next test. How do we have... Hey, I had a long-range super penetrator lying around. And then we're just going to take this. I don't think... I have some crypto scramblers. This could be the weirdest thing with crypto scramblers. Yeah, they're good. I was just considering for a second to put them on and then have a tactic where you go up behind them. The problem is they're very, very close range. So I was considering just having a tactic where you go up behind them, you open up with 2 crypto scramblers. You take out their shield, you boost away using the speed, and then you just began firing at them from at range. But then we're getting a little bit closer to the whole blunderbuss. I was considering that. What is the range on these? Range 1 kilometer, fall off. There you can see the crypto scrambler as it falls off there. And these can be, we can put long range on them. That's gonna give it a 2 kilometer range. But again, with a jitter of 1.7. it would be an interesting tactic, but also very weird. Like, if you are planning to start up close and then move away, could you go silent running to boost away? I mean, I would be cold enough anyway. My heat is not going to be an issue. I don't think these don't generate a huge amount of heat. So I could go up close, open up with 2 Kurto Scramblers, blow them out of the water with that, and then just probably go, I don't know, efficient on it to not overheat too much. As if we go efficient oversized or something like that, and you do like that. Yeah, go up and just poke it with a stick and then run away and just shoot it from afar. I mean, that is, as you can see here, the damage output now from those scramblers is pretty significant. If we go to our offensive profile and we just go ahead and let's disable the railguns and go to our offensive profile now. That didn't work, did it? It says it's not doing any damage. That's weird. Yeah. Yeah, kick them in the butt, and then run away, and then move over to the rails at range. It's a really, really weird build, though. Like that, get up close, like poke him with a stick, and then run away. Because now we're at the point, like, if we are close anyway, why not just take pacify frags and then just rip their armor to shred with that, and then we just build a miniature version of the blunderbuss, which was the complete opposite of what I wanted to do. Is there like a range thing? Engagement range. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah, so overall damage 70. That's a lot of DPS from those two. Yeah, they don't. You can see here they have piercing 1, so they're going to do nothing against armor. But that's where the super penetrator railguns come in. I don't know. I think, as fun as it sounds, I think it's going to be way too weird, and I would rather have something that actually works at range. So we're gonna pop in a fixed rail there, and we're gonna go long range, and we're gonna have the feedback cascade on that one. And then down here, we're gonna need that that fixed beam laser with long range and thermal vent, just because that's what we're gonna need. Okay, I didn't have any beam lasers lying around, so that means this railgun is just gonna go and be stored. And then we're gonna need a new fixed beam laser. There we go. Did I try all 4 rails? No, we haven't actually tried all 4 rails. You know what? Let's try that first. Just because it was actually a build I was considering, and we have the materials for that. And I know they are now super penetrate, all of them. What does Coriolis have to say about this build? Ooh, problem is we're gonna be running, even with that extra hull reinforcement there, cargo hatches off, FSD life support. Not even lowering 1 heat sink is enough. We can't run it. Then we need to change the then we need to drop this down to just a low emission 4 to be able to run this, I think. And even then, it's a little tight on power. I don't want to do massive changes to the engineering right now. Drop 1 point defense. It might actually be because... Oh, those railguns just take so much power. Look at that. Hold on, what happened? Oh, put armor on it. Low emission. Monstrate. There we go. What do we do? What do we do? We need to find a bit of power somewhere. Because you could see here that the main is like the thrusters are very power hungry. We may be able to do something with those. The railguns obviously take a ton of power as well. And then we have the sensors and all the other modules that we need. Again, the cargo hatch is in group 2. All that is group 2, but we are still using too much. So we... And the point defense is the same as the heat sinks. Yeah, come on. What's the output? 13.9. It's only like 2 megawatts we need to save. Less than 2. Actually, just one of those, and we actually have... I think that's why the beam laser here is a better option, because otherwise it's just going to be too tight. Guardian power, then we can't go with that efficiency is what's keeping us alive right now. Long range thermal vent there. If we keep that, then we can actually fly it, because that beam laser uses less power. Like, that's enough. Yeah, but I already had, look at this. If we put this on again, I already have frame to drive, life support, and cargo hatch shut off, but it's still not enough to run it. We're still at a 101.9%. Why A-rated? Remember, we're going to be sniping. We need that range on our sensors. Could we save a little bit on the sensors with going, how much are we? We're going 10.9. What about 2 long range? Then we are at 8. That should theoretically be enough. And it would actually give us the power to run this. That should be enough. Yeah, exactly. You're right, wake up. No, none of my engagement were over 7 kilometers anyway. You know what? We're gonna try that. Let's go D-rated on the sensors. Actually, let's just try something here. Before we had A-rated, whoops, A-rated long-range sensors. Now we're gonna go power draw. Okay, it is lower. We don't want to go E-rated. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, we're gonna mess around with the fire groups in a second. Didn't ask you to do that. Yeah, both B and C has reduced power draw. But just go D so we get that extra range and extra little bit of maneuverability. I don't think... No, I don't have a D-rated, 2D D-rated origin yet. That would have been... Oh, I have lightweight pinned, of course I have. Okay, we're gonna be flying with, how does this look if we remove engineering for the sensors for now? It's the same power-wise, but we only have 4 kilometer range. Okay, we need a quick bit of engineering here. Engineering, blueprint, core internals. Go on, core internals, sensors. Sensors, long range sensors. Do we have the materials for it? No, we need abnormal compact emission data. God damn it, I need to head down to... Could we make do with just going with grade 4? Hold on. Could I do just grade 4 to start with? And then do the grade 5 later in the interest of getting the stream, because I don't want to fly down to Jameson to farm materials to go back, and then we're going to spend all the live stream doing that. Yeah, that's almost 8. Okay, we're going to go for just grade 4. That should be just fine. That means we need to visit... Oh, Laura Jameson, she's in system. Right? Yes, she's in system. Perfect. Okay, let's go and pay a quick visit to Laura Jameson. Whee! Oh, that was a little bit more maneuverable than... I've been so used to flying around in the bigger ships that I still overdo it a bit in the smaller ones. There we go. Where is Jameson? Laura Jameson, there she is. It's a Diamondback Scout. Then we can just turn everything on here and make sure firing groups are set right. This is going to be fun. And I, of course, will also have to engineer the point defense, but it was just engineered for ammo, so we have more point defense ammo. I don't really think we need it, but... Oh, I still have the AFMU on as well. I think on the build I ended up changing that out for more hull. Yeah, so we're up to 5,000 across the board. Puzzle says, this is interesting. What is the advantage of using the Diamondback Scout as a sniper build? The main problem I had when I've been doing these sniper builds is always managing heat. Because one of the best, probably the best weapon when it comes to sniping is the railguns. And they just use so much, they just generate so much heat when you fire. So that's why you need a very, very heat efficient ship to kind of keep that, that heat in check. But as you can see here, this is a very heat-efficient ship. You can see my resting heat sitting here at 15% when I'm just casually flying around the system. And last time when I was fighting, I was barely getting above 50 at any point. So it does manage the heat quite well. And that's why I'm using the Diamondback Scout. Also, it's a small ship. That means it has a small signature. And that small scan signature means it's harder for people to target me. I can most of the time just completely stay outside their target range. It's probably coming in a little steep here. Let's flatten out that curve a bit. Yeah, I know the point that the AFMU seems really useful to have on a build like this, but one of the problems I found in the last test was it took so long to repair that I was getting impatient. But I guess this would just be emergencies, like we shouldn't be in a situation where we could lose our weapons completely with the point defense. So it would just be in case someone gets a little bit of damage, we can do some light repairs on it. We'll try and see how it goes this time with the AFMU. Oh, gravity, gravity. There we go.
Landing operation complete. Commence system shutdown. Welcome, Commander.
See, already level 2, we're up to 6 kilometers, which should be fine. Okay, 7.3, that's what we gotta get, because I'm out of normal compact emissions.
Hey Astro, check your Discord. We are now Verbal Brothers.
Oh, you got your Whirlpool. Check Discord. Nice. Same stick, same base, but you got the other throttle, the newer version of the one that I have. Have you been playing with it yet?
Procedure complete. Clear for departure.
Yeah, I specifically went for this throttle because I like this one better than the new one, to be honest. There's the system. Below the horizon. You're still finding buttons on it. Yeah, there are buttons everywhere. Do let me know if you need hand with the software. It's a little finicky to get around the first time. Once you get used to it, it's quite intuitive to use. But the first time I tried to use it, I had no idea how to use it or what to do with it. But a small hint that took me. I mean, it does say when you open it up. When you start the configuration software for it, only have either the stick or the throttle plugged in. Don't have both, then it gets confused. Just have either the stick or the throttle, not both.
drive charging.
RTP, it's a scout. Have I played Elite in VR yet? Yes, I have. I do have a VR headset, but I have not... I've not played a lot lately because I haven't set up VR for the new studio after I rebuilt it some time ago. But I have actually ordered some components to make what I hope is going to be a really clean VR setup. I might do a video on it when I get all the components. What I have in mind is I got some clamps to put up the 2 lighthouses on my light stand, so I can like clamp them on there. Or like sensors. It's not lighthouses because it's an Oculus. It's the original consumer version of the Oculus, so it's nothing fancy. But what I want to do also is I have with my old graphics card, it was like right when VR was the big hype and everybody was like excited for VR. So it actually came with a VR pass-through for a 5.25-inch bay for a cabinet. That's currently installed in my streaming rig, but obviously I'm not using that in the streaming rig since I'm not really running any games on that anymore. So what I had in mind, hold on, hazardous, there it is. So what I had in mind was to take that pass-through that can normally go in, in the front of a cabinet, and then mount that to the underside of my desk. That means I will have 2 HDMI ports and 2 USB ports routed to the front of my desk, right next to, like, basically underneath where the mouse would be, maybe a little bit further out towards the edge, but like kind of out there to the side. And then route that back to the computer and plug it in there. That means I would then have right next to me on the desk a place where I could just plug in a headset, both the USB cable and the HDMI cable, and good to go. Why do the holograms tilt left to right? I guess it's... yeah, because they should be massless. Is that your point? Yeah, it's a good question. Yeah, it's just bobbleheads just for fun, cosmetic fun things. Oh, that's actually a pretty cool idea, having pulleys in the ceiling as well for the wires. You could put like gyro sensors in it, I guess, and just make them... What's the meaning of D2EA? Down to Earth Astronomy. Which is the name of the channel, in case you didn't know. Are we going mining? No. We're gonna go pew. Okay, let's find something to shoot at. Federal gunship that's often police, and I'm a little afraid that there's 2 of them. I don't want to engage a wing. Oh, he actually looks like he might be alone. And wounded. Let's get some distance. Like so. Oh, I need to find something. Oh, did I just lose him? Ah, see, that's the problem with the sensors here. Okay, let's try something bigger. Oh, he's clean. I don't have the range on this. See, that's the guy I want to. He's 2 kilometers away now. There's the power plant. Okay, let's get some distance and let's try this. Let's keep a close eye on our heat levels.
Warning. Temperature critical.
Okay, now we actually got critical there. Now he's outside our range. He's not even flying towards us. I don't think he can see what he's being shot at. Or what's shooting at him. Let's get closer. I need to manage my range a lot better than I am right now.
Scan detected. Warning. Temperature critical. Under attack.
Okay, now he's close enough. Come on. Ah. Oh, there goes his power plant. What else can we find of interesting stuff to shoot at? Drives. It's probably difficult when he's facing us.
Warning. Temperature critical.
There we go. Almost got his drives now. Let's catch this guy. There we go. Now he's spinning.
Under attack.
Okay, let's put this guy out of his misery. Oh, he has a turret. That worked really well. Only problem is we're using up a lot of ammo really quickly. Is he wanted? He is. Let's find his drives. He launched a fighter.
Warning. Temperature critical. Under attack. Warning. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption.
Okay, see if we can do something about that fighter.
Flight assist off.
Come on, fighter. Does the fighter have subsystems? It does. Okay, let's go.
Flight assist. On.
There we go. Fighter is gone. back to him and his drives. Oops.
Under attack. Warning. Temperature critical.
Come on, come on, come on. So bad at aiming.
Warning. Temperature critical. Under attack. Warning. Temperature critical.
See if we can get around this guy. Nah, he's not really letting me get any good shots in on his thrusters. That should. Hey, two of them out of ammo now. Boom, he's gone. Yeah, I agree. So, okay, so on power, not power, on heat, I think it works quite well. I'm just gonna do a quick
Weapons rearmed.
what about an experimental that does straight hull damage? Wondering if that would kill them faster because the 4 rails does a lot of damage. Yeah.
Weapons rearmed. Weapons rearmed.
Okay, so here's the test I want to do. I want to see if I can actually make it overheat by just continuously firing the weapons. Come on.
Warning. Temperature critical.
I don't think it will overheat. I think we are okay on the heat still with all 4 of them. Can this do it more? Okay, so combat conflict zones, I wouldn't take. I wouldn't take this into a conflict zone. This is the kind of build that's designed to go for one target at a time, where I can select my target, kill that one target, and I'm not going to have people randomly aggro me. So something like pyro activities in civil unrest systems or hazardous sites is definitely where a ship like this is going to shine. Even 6 kilometers outside a combat zone, you're still gonna have ships coming out after you, eventually. But is there anything here that's gonna give us more? Is this viable for PvP? I don't think so. What do you guys think? No, I don't think there's anything we can do to get extra hull damage. Yeah, so again, as it is right now, we don't need the heat sinks. We have potential to do something by removing those. And we can definitely put in some chaff here if you like. And again, ammo capacity for the chaff. Just so we can, if we get in close, just chain chaff them, basically. But again, the chaff is, again, doesn't do anything for our power consumption. That's the same. Extra Rex, I think that has been that bug has been fixed now. How do we? I mean, there is, of course, if we could go for something like the hammers, putting those 2 in as Imperial hammers, that would help. And as also been mentioned, if we go plasma slug and we then go and we synthesize the premium ammo, we get 30% extra damage. That is a lot, I know. Should we try it? Is there anything to shoot at here? That's probably not wanted, huh? Would be fun if it was. Oh, that's mining. Wait, let's just see if we can find something to shoot at, and let's try to see what happens if we run with premium ammo, if we can feel any difference here.
Weapons rearmed. Weapons rearmed. Weapons rearmed.
Spend all the materials. Now we gotta use all of it, because this is expensive ammo. Okay, let's give us something to shoot at. Gunship, I'll take a gunship. Hopefully he is not wounded. Ha! He's from Terra X. Not gonna shoot at him. But is he being chased by an asp? And he is wounded. Let's find something fun to shoot at. Something internal. Like that power plant right there. No! Oh, he's just firing missiles. Okay, now we gotta test out our point defense.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's mines. We need to be careful then. Oh, look at that.
Under attack.
Oops.
Warning, temperature critical.
Well, that was efficient. Let's try Python. It's mining. What about the other Python? He's not mining. He's coming for me right now. Full reverse. Oh, did I spot Seeker missiles? Yes, I did. No, not drives. Drives. Gotta go for power plant again. Okay, let's try this.
Warning, temperature critical.
Nope, outside range. There we go, his power plant is dead. Oh, did you see that? That was his missile. There's another missile. Just need to nose down with a missile. Basically, just need to headbutt all the missiles. Well, 30% ammo. Go point defense. Yes, point defense is awesome. Let's try something small. I mean, sure, if we add 30% extra damage, it does a lot to the build.
Warning, oxygen low.
Ah, what are you talking about? Oh, he's stealing. Oh, his little pirate is stealing diamonds from, or materials at least. Just gonna get around him so I'm not crash into the miner. So I'm not accidentally shooting the mining ship behind him.
Scan detected. Under attack.
There we go. That's him firing chaff. Wow, come on. Get some more distance to it. Whoops, that's a rock.
We're getting slaughtered out here. Someone order a retreat.
Oh, he's difficult to hit. This is a really small target. Okay, here we go. Got his shields again. There we go. That's his power plant gone. Life support. Don't mind if I do. Life support is gone. Power distributor.
Attack.
need more distance to him. That's more like it. He's quite a bit quicker than some of the other ships. Got a hit in. Yeah, that's his power distributor gone. I should just kill him now. I was just trying to see if there was anything fun to shoot at. Oh, his drives are almost gone. Oops. Nah, well, no more ship. Why does one set of gun fire slightly before the others? I think it's because two of them are small and two of them are medium, so there's a slight difference in charge up time. And I agree, Darkside, point defense was awesome, and we're definitely going to keep that on, because that has saved our lives multiple times already. Yeah, back in the day, 0%. Yeah, see, that's the thing I've noticed as well, and it's been I noticed the same thing. Wake Up says there. I noticed when you hit him and locked onto his power distributor, it didn't drop his hull percentages at all. Does targeting a module mean you don't hit the hull? I had similar issues with cannons. If you try to hit someone with cannons, they have a tendency, so if they penetrate and go through, they do very little hull damage, because most of the damage is being put into the internal modules, which might actually be an argument in the favor of the plasma slugs that we talked about before. Let's head back to Shinrata, I think. Let's just fly back again. Yeah, my aiming is not great. I never claimed to be a good combat pilot. But again, I'm down to 80% hull, and I think half of that was pretty much when I reversed into a rock. Yes, I know super penetrators make the reload time longer, 50%. So what I am considering is maybe it is a better option to go with instead of super penetrators, so actually try to go with the plasma slugs. I mean, we still have 100 piercing, so we're still going to go through, but hopefully it means that less damage is going to be put into the modules, and more damage is going to be dispersed onto the armor. Half and half. Yeah, maybe. We was looking at the Diamondback Explorer as well last time. But again, only 2 mediums. We could run 3 here on that one, but... that might be worth it, I don't know. Again, pacifier frag cannons, and then we are back to a close range build. I have already done a close range build, and I'm trying to do a sniper build this time. Any thoughts on Imperial hammers? They could be useful here. And that might actually be that extra little oomph that we need. So running that premium ammo definitely did make the build a lot more viable, I would say. So if we can get that like 30-50% extra damage out of it somehow. Professor Legend, if you're looking for a video on the Federation rank, what I recommend you do here, I'm just going to show you actually, is if you head into the Commander's Toolbox, I'll just zoom that out to its normal levels, and you go up to Guides and you go to Fed rank. There's a written guide here, and there you can see a link directly to the video. And again, it is also here in written form if you're interested in having it as a... I mean, there's also a quick guide up here. If you already know what it is, if you just like what was the name of that system, then it's also written here as a quick guide, so you can just go and copy paste the system names from here and stuff like that. So, and again, more details of course is listed down here. So that should bring you everything you need. And Donkalora has been so nice and post a link for the site in chat. Oh, is one of the systems in lockdown at the moment? Okay.
Request approved. Cleared for landing on pad 1-2.
1-2. It's right there. Yeah, I'll most likely be hanging out in Discord after the stream. Okay, let's give this another go. And let's look at what we can do here. Where's the build? Did I close it? Oh, I think I closed it. Hold on. Sniper Hornet. There it is. No, I don't know where it went. Okay. Okay, let's look at our offensive profile. Right now, our total DPS, total damage output of this one, our total sustained DPS, actual sustained DPS while weapon capacitor is not empty. Actual sustained... I don't want to sustain, I want the total damage output of this. We can just calculate that, I guess. 70... 87. Okay, so our total output from this one right now is... Where's my pen? Hello? Oh, it's gone. Great. 87. We can remember that. So we need to see if we can push that number up a bit. And obviously the first one would be to try those hammers out, see if we can get something out of those. Long range super penetrators there. Long range and super penetrators there. Why did that go down? Yeah, I know that the hammer's only good if all shot connects. Why did the total damage go down? I don't get that. Oh, sustained DPS is actually better than the hammers. Huh. Okay. We can go away from the super penetrators and 5%, 5.8% for 3% extra damage. That's not a lot of damage to go overcharged. What about no experimental? You see, that's no good. Because if we go no experimental effect, then our heat just... Remember that one of the main reasons why we wanted experimental is for that minus 40% heat. So we could just take anything, really. Feedback cascade, for instance. That's minus 20% damage. We want one of those that gives us minus 40% on the heat. That means we are forced to take feedback cascade, plasma slug, or super penetrators. Boom, boom, boom. What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? Oh. I really want to push some more damage out of the build. What if we go... What do we win with the plasma slug? Let's play around with plasma slugs again. That would give us 117. So what's 117 divided by 87? That's the 30% damage. So that means, you know what? If we're running, if we're running plasma slug, that is about the same DPS output as we would get from running super pens with premium ammo. And yes, I know most of it is coming from the increased rate of fire, but I feel like I was keeping pretty well up with it. And I think I can keep it on target, especially as you get better. So, but yeah, then we just need to work, because we have way more ammo than we need. Or armor than we need. What happens if we just go fuel tanks in here? Oh. It's 107? No, that's 117. Right, 70 plus 30 is 100. 9 plus 8 is 17. Oh, you also wrote. Sorry, my mistake. Good. Okay, sorry. I didn't see that. But heat generation associated with higher, yes, that's a good point Rayan has there. With the higher rate of fire, we are also going to be generating more heat. And that means that we're now we should actually be able to make it overheat. But LX5 says with plasma slug, why is it not better to just run a scoop? Yes, but I don't want to. I mean, if I have to leave the site anyway every time I run out of ammo to go and fuel scoop, then I might just well just go to a station and restock. Yeah, but okay, so we're 16, that's 40 tons of fuel. That's 400 shots. That's 100 shots from each. And then, yeah, okay, you're right. If I then want 8 tons for flying, then we're down. That's 80, but that's the same as I have on a normal reload. So I don't get any additional fuel. Yeah, I think, okay, so the problem is now, with this many railguns, we are gonna be eating through that fuel. We basically have 80 shots now, same as without synthesis. So we haven't solved the problem with the ammo. We might have increased the damage output, but we haven't really solved the It is a lot. It's a big reduction in effective hit point. Pretty much halved our effective hit points. So should we go back and play around with those beam lasers again? See, now we're at 75 DPS. That's an interesting suggestion. Let's try that. So, what has been suggested is we could go long range super pen on the small ones and plasma slug on the big ones. That's 105 DPS, which is an increase over our current build of 20%. I'll take that. And now we are down to, again, we have to synthesize for the small rails down here, but these one up here, we are forced now. Yeah, now we then have basically two runs with these because we have half of them. But yeah, but then I would have to use them not in pairs, because doing this I would be limited by the reload of the small ones. Otherwise I would have to fire them on two different, or they could fire them on the same trigger, but I would have to, like, while one is charging up, the other one would be so let's say in the first shot, they will both be charging up and they will be firing almost simultaneously. Then the second, then the two medium ones would be reloaded faster because they're running plasma slug. So I begin charging those up, but while they're charging up, the second set, the two small ones, are then being done with their reload in the middle of the charge up for the medium ones. That means as soon as the medium ones fire, I would have to pull the trigger again for the small ones. they will then be charging up, and while they're charging up, the medium one. So I would always be lacking a little bit behind. I wouldn't be running full efficiency on it unless I was running this on 2 triggers and I could sit and manage that back and forth all the time, which would be a pain to do. While I don't want 2 different. See, I do want to stay longer, but there's just no. I really wish they would just put in like a ammo storage. They allow us to put ammo in storage, so we could just have more ammo with us, so we weren't so limited by what was in the guns. Can the DBX hold more fuel? Yes, I believe it can. Yes, it has twice the fuel and also some bigger tanks in here to play around with. Should we try it on the DBX just for fun? Like, let's just try to do a similar build here. So if we go low emission monstrate here, we go reactive surface with thermal deep plating, aerate the thrusters with clean drive and drive distributor, upgrade the FSD with increased range and mass manner. Yes, grade 5, that's fine. Life support is A-rated and light-weighted. Right, yes. Power distributor like so, with a weapon-focused charge in hand. Oh, not cluster capacity, super conduit. Sensors, let's A-rate them to start with and go long range. We can always drop those down. And here we're gonna go rails, fixed rails with long range plasma slugs. And in here we're gonna go point defense. And I would assume the heat for this is gonna, how we are doing for power. Oh, we're already running over power, but that's easy to manage. We're just gonna go boop with the cargo hatch and boop with the frameshift drive, and we're good to go. And we're gonna do the same thing with the life support again. Can we actually use less power on the life support? Okay, that's actually worth considering. Are these size... Are there size 3 railguns? No, railguns only go to class 2. So we can't upgrade them to a... what do we end up with that one over here? We ended up with heat sinks to start with. Which we never really used. So we were considering going with chaff here instead. Chaff. Maybe chaff and a heat sink. I could like that better. Like this would probably be fun. And then in here, we could go hull reinforcement packs with heavy duty deep plating like so. Boom, boom. There we go. And more hull reinforcement packs with heavy duty deep plating there. Hull reinforcement, oops, not yet. I need to put engineering on it. Heavy duty deep plating. Like so. Yeah, it's a little slower. That's true. But speed wasn't really an issue. Right, Darkseid, that I am slower, but speed wasn't an issue. You could see I was multiple times I was actually running outside my combat range, so I had to slow down. Yes, you're right, Silver. With the larger power distributor and the 2 rails, I believe that heat per second is 14, which is probably less than the 2 small ones. Yeah. So we are going to be generating less heat. We're also going to be doing less damage, I believe, offensive. Nah, that's actually okay. We're up at 112 damage now. And then I was considering going with more fuel here. Fuel tank and fuel tank. We still have 5,000 hit points, which is more than enough. Why does it say this can't jump? That's not right. I need to put this into group 2. Life support in group 2. FSD in group 2. Hold on. How far are we off? We're doing 14.28 with an output. So we have like 0.4 megawatts we need to save. We can save 0.16 megawatts by downgrading the life support. We talked about downgrading the sensors to derated long range like so. Ooh. And look at that. Now we can actually downgrade this one as well. Downgrade the life support to derated and lightweight. Our sensors is 8 kilometers. And we can run this with just the cargo hatch and the FSD turned off. We cannot run the FSD yet, but... Why not use the Guardian power distributor for that 4%? Because the recharge is less. I can go Guardian power distributor. But right now I have 15 seconds on the depletion. If I go with the Guardian ones, I have 6 seconds. That 15 is more manageable. That's why I like to go with this one, because... And then just... I mean, it doesn't matter if my FSD turns off when I'm fighting. Can I actually optimize this a little bit? 15 seconds. Cluster capacitor gives me 16. Superconduit. Okay, cluster capacitor is actually better. Are we up to 16 seconds? This would be nice. Yeah, if we should do it real, we should put weapons into group 2. Like so, and then put that in group 3. I was still not lower than the 40%. What else could we put? Point defense in group 2. Heat sinks, chaff in group 2. It needs to go down there. Sensors. And life support. Still not enough. I think the thrusters alone use more than 40%, so that doesn't matter. There we go. Okay. I kind of like this. Because with plasma slug, we get that... What was that? What did we calculate here? 112 damage. Should be pretty close to those 30%. Yeah, 28%. 28.7 actually. So that's pretty close to, as we were running before, that was 30% extra damage output. And less heat, more manageable. Oh. How much can I carry over? I can carry over the power plant and the thrusters. And that's about it. And then a lot of the internals and the railguns and that kind of stuff. Not all of it. What time is it? Okay, let's see how much of this we can actually build right now. I'm just going to take this DBX build and I'm just going to bookmark that. Like so. And then let's just quickly see. So we can have... do this. We got thrusters moved over. Power plant, thrusters. And that's about it. The rest is different. Then a lot of the internals, obviously. All the horror reinforcement, some of the railguns. So let's start by... let's strip this build down. Oh yeah, it's displayed right there. Thank you. Let's try to strip this down. Let's see how much we can build of the new one. And how much I have in storage, because I've built DBX builds before, so there's a chance I have some of it in storage. We'll see. Okay. Hard points. Oh, I should do mass storage instead of this. Hold on. Store modules. Store multiple. There we go. I want that one in storage. I want those heat sinks in storage. I want the power plant, the thrusters in storage. Optionals, I want all of this in storage. Yes. There we go. Let's get ourselves a DBX. Okay, what's a slightly bigger bee than a Hornet? Can someone, I don't know insects. Is there anything bigger than a hornet? And what are they called? Wasp. A wasp bigger than hornets? Hornet versus wasp. Nah. Yeah, there we go. Let's put that like so. You guys, what the hell's going on here? Come on, Google. Okay, I'm gonna do this the easy way. Just gonna do like that. Haha. Oh, they're not too. See that? That looks bigger. Size. Not a bee. We found this last time. Boy one, hello and welcome. Thanks for becoming a member. Should we just call it the Murder Hornet instead? Like, I know the other one was called the Sniper Hornet, but we could just call it the Murder Black Wasp. That's big European Hornet. Bumblebee. It's not a transformer. Let's just quickly do all the important stuff here. What do I have? I actually have a yellow paint job for it. I also have a gold one. Or black one. that's bright. I like this one, the yellow and black one. Should we make yellow lasers? I know I always run green lasers, but just for fun. This is the first thing you have to do with every single build. That is to make it pretty. Where's the triple lead thingy? Am I blind? Am I completely blind here? Trade Tycoon. Left. Ah, there it is. Thank you. Oh, there are ship kits for this. I forgot. Do I have this pack? No, I don't. I don't have the ship kit for this one. I should get that ship kit. Which one should it be? Longer wings, more fins, or big pointy thing? I guess big pointy thing, right? And here, gotta go with a big spoiler. It looks so stupid. I kind of like those, but spoiler's just too dumb not to do it. You gotta have more pointy things. We gotta have big, small, stoppy things, and also things on the top there. We get some extra thingy there. We get slightly bigger, small wings, and cute ears. Guess more pointy things. This is so dumb. Nameplate. Oh, we should actually give this ship a name, I guess. Oh, that was not what I wanted. Okay, ship ID is D2EA. And this is just gonna... Sniper Hornet 2. Oh, can we go Sniper Hornet plus plus? Okay, let's go Murder Hornet. Nameplates. That looks good. Ship ID. Oh. I actually like the ones without the line, so that name is bigger. Just look bigger, better than black. Oh, let's keep it white. And in here we have some important things to do. We need to remember Carlos. And then I need... H2EA. And, oh, string lights? No, no string lights. But let's put a little earth out there on the side. Ah, that's pretty. Okay, now we can begin to actually work on this. Murder Hornet Deluxe. Yes, all the pointy thingy thingies. Railguns, long-range super penetrators. And yes, I know we're gonna swap them over for something else, but I'm just gonna do that later. Oh, was that the right one? Yes, it was. No, not browse. Transfer. Am I in the wrong side? I'm in the wrong side. Let me just move myself. Hold on. Here we go. Beautiful. I know these are gonna be plasma slugs, but we're gonna do that later. What do we need in here? What was it we ended up with? 2-point defense, a chaff, and a heat sink. So I guess we're gonna do pretty much the same thing with the point defenses out there on the wings, because they seem to be quite well there. Did I... Oh, of course I did. Oh, I actually have heat sinks. Yeah, of course. But need to buy point defense. And then a heat sink and a chaff. Just put the chaff here because it will look great. That's the chaff, just a chaff launcher. And then a heat sink. Now, I didn't offload the point defense, but the reason why I didn't offload it because it wasn't engineered. So then I'm just going to buy a new one. I mean, I have 6.4 billion credits plus another 4 on my carrier. And another billion laying in diamonds that I haven't sold. So I'm going to be okay. Actually, I'm going to get 1.6 out of them if I sell for full price. So I'm okay on money. I can afford to buy an extra pair of point defense. Okay, core internals. Let's see what we can do here. We should have a power plant. Yeah. Oh. And we should also have the thrusters. I think... Nope. No class 5 there. Life support. Nope. I have some transfer options here. But those are for class 3 power distributors. And sensors, nothing there either. So we have to buy all that. What did we end up with here? D-rated life support, D-rated sensors, and A-rated distributor. Oops. God damn it. Hold on, I need to do some cleanup in here now. Sell all this. Okay. Yes, that is done. Not livery, god damn it. That was what we want, right? 2 fuel tanks? Yes. And sell all the stuff we don't need. Nope, not browse. Gonna transfer. Hold reinforcement pack. Was this right engineering? Yes. Ooh, got a thermal resistant reflective plating there. That's not right. Oh, oops. Swap that down toward the class 1 slots. Yeah. And the derated there. Okay. That's about as far as we get right now. Let me just see what we can do on the remote workshop. This one is charge enhanced, so we can't do anything there. Heatsink launcher is engineered. Engines are engineered. The hull reinforcement. Can we make the heavy duty? Yes, we can. Come on, RNGesus. Yes. Oh. All over the place here. That's a bad first roll. Second roll, not much better. That's a good roll. 4 rolls. 5, nice. 6. 7, and we're done. Nice one. Life support is gonna be lightweighted, right? Yes. Ooh, I only have 1 prototype alloy. That's not enough, so we're not gonna do that now. FSD. Oh, please tell me I have for the FSD. That would make this... Oh, those data mine wake exceptions. God damn it. So need data mine wake exceptions too. Power plant is engineered, and the sensors. I don't need lightweight, I need long range, so I can't do that either. Okay, so we still need quite a bit of engineering. I think I'm gonna go and try and get this thing. At least we'll load a lot of data. I think I need to make a trip down to Jameson. So I'll actually go out and do some proper scanning for once. To actually go and scan some wakes. That would be nice, I think. Can't you cannibalize one of your other ships? Probably could, but I don't want to. But overall, I think I like this one. I mean, we still have those 5,000 effective hit points. We got the damage buff that we were looking for, of those like around 30%, without putting any premium ammo in. We can still play around with premium ammo if we want to. And with this loadout on about 64 tons, so let's just do the counting here. So 64, that is 640 divided by 3 weapons. That means we get 230 or 13, and divide that by 80, which is the normal. We get like 2.5 reloads out of it. Like 2.5 full where we would normally have to go and synthesize. That's what I'm trying to say. So we definitely get a lot more ammo, and if we are gonna run low, I guess we could, if we really wanted to. I don't know how much we're gonna lose here. Yeah, we could like half our effective hit points and then put more fuel in. That would give us an additional 16 tons. So that's 80 tons of fuel. So that's 800 here, giving us over 3 reloads. Not sure that's worth it, getting that extra, not even a full reload out of it, for losing half our hit points. So I think definitely keeping the hull reinforcement packs here is the right choice with heavy duty deep plating, like so. There we go. Yeah, I know it doesn't actually reload, but it's just to get a feeling for how much ammo I'm going to carry compared to what I would have if I was not running plasma slug, if I was just running the normal ones. And yes, of course, then you could have, you could plop in a fuel scoop if you really want to have those free reloads. But I think the next step is gonna be, can we do that? Okay, let's do that real quick. One more thing. We're gonna do one more thing here. View my crafting lists. Can I clear this in one go? Do I have to go and delete manually one of them? This was the last iteration of the build that okay. Let's head back to engineering. Engineering, blueprints. Okay. So for the... where are they? For the railguns, add blueprint to crafting lists. Experimental effect is gonna be... Where is it? Plasma slug. Repetitions. We're gonna need 3 of those. And we're going to set this one to 0s because we already have those. We just need the experimental effects. So we're gonna add that to the list. What else did we need? We need to point defense and chaff needs to be done. So close that. That is utility mounts. So ammo capacity and as well as point defense. No, not point. Yeah, that was point defense. Chaff ammo. Add blueprint to lists. And this is point defense. We have 2 of those. Yes, add that. And we have 1 of those, so add this one. And what else do we need to do? Oh, I forgot. Haha. Yeah, I don't have anything in storage. So I'm gonna get that one. That's expensive. Yeah, that's fine. So we will also need to do our armor with thermal resistant deep plating. Add that one. And core internals. We need frame to drive, life support, sense, power distributor, and sensors. Oh, this is going to take a while. Core, we need the life support. Lightweighted. So lightweight, life support, increased range on that one. The weapon focus on that one. We had the power plant and the thrusters, but sensors needed long range. So let's go and add all these. Add to, oops, we see here. Add, and we're not going to do the grade 5. I don't want to run out there. And this is, oh, faster boot sequence. That's not right. Frame shift drive, increase range, there we go. We've done this one. Weapon focused with cluster capacitor. Add that one. And here we have long range, yes. So long range and no experimentals, add that one. Now we have the FSD with the increased range. And mass manager, add that to my crafting list. And then we just need one more. Optional internals, we needed a heavy duty deep plating. Boom. So here we can see the materials we need. We need some data mined wake exceptions. I need some abnormal compact emission data. That's easy to find from Jameson's. I need a bit of selenium. That's always fun. And protolite alloy. So that's actually a little bit of both. Or a little bit of everything. It's not too bad. I really want to see if I can't find some distribution centers again, because it's so much more fun to do. Well, it's more fun, but I would rather go and get data mine wake exceptions from distribution centers than doing it at Jameson's. I think it would be faster rather than cross trading. But I'm not sure. So I would definitely want to try and go see if I could find some distribution centers to try and run that again, just to see. They do show up now, I know. There was a time when they were almost impossible to find. Yeah, it's a bounty hunting ship. Yeah, I know cross trading is fast, and I need to go there anyway for abnormal compact emission data. Can we have a stream for that, perhaps? That could potentially be next week, because I don't want to do all this now. I mean, selenium we're just going to get from any planet. Selenium is the one material we can't get from the crystal shards. So we have to go and find this on a planet with some... and it's always been a pain to get selenium, but we'll find it. We'll manage. Protolite alloy should be pretty easy to find in independent non-state systems. Wake scanning at the fleet carrier might actually work, yeah. Because there's quite a bit of traffic at the fleet carriers. So that could actually potentially work. But I think all of this material gathering and then finishing up the Murder Hornet. This is the Sniper Hornet version 2, basically. And giving that a second go, see if that's work. I think we can get that extra damage, and I think they can still manage to keep the heat under control. But anyway, I think I'm gonna call this for today. It was fun, and it was really nice to see that we finally got a moving frame here. That we finally got a build that was somewhat working. I mean, it's definitely like orders of magnitude better than our first try, where the ship just blew itself up before it managed to kill an anaconda. So definitely an improvement. And if you want to continue, this is going to be something I'm going to be running over like weeks, where we're going to be testing and rebuilding, and then testing again and rebuilding and testing and rebuilding until I find something I like, at which point there will be a full build guide. If you're interested in more ship builds, Dr. Laura has posted a link for the Commander's Toolbox. I showed it earlier in the live stream. It's a homepage I built with both some ship builds for various activities, from combat to mining to, I think there's a few exploration builds, not too many, but there are some in there as well. There's a lot of cool tools for like automatically generating shield engineering loadouts for various situations. There are multi-waypoint route plotters, and there's more stuff to come, even a fleet carrier price calculator, so you can figure out how much money you're going to need to get yourself a fleet carrier. And tons of guides, material finders also. Like, there's a lot of stuff over there. Go and check it out if you want to. Also, you can find links in chat now for various social channels, and also for Streamlabs if you want to give a donation to the stream. Thanks a lot to all you guys who became members today, and Kirshner for the donation. Again, congratulations on your new HOTAS. And you can also find links for the merch store, where you can buy yourself a t-shirt like this. It's not invisible in real life. That's cost extra to get them with invisible paint, but anyway, you can get yourself t-shirts and mugs like the one I have here with Carlos logos, other stuff like that. And there's a link for Discord if you want to come by and have a chat after the stream. I'm definitely gonna be hanging out over there at least for a bit. So if you want to come by and say hi, then do that. Awesome community, lots of cool people, always someone to fly with. But yeah, thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, go down, give it a like. And if you're over on Twitch, hit the follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. And until next time, I will see you guys in space.